Today, I want to talk a little bit about agent-safe dependencies. Here at Sonar, we have a couple different tools that can help you out with that. One is Sonar Vortex, and the other is the SonarQube CLI. When a coding agent reaches for a dependency without checking it, you haven't verified that that version doesn't have any known vulnerabilities, any malware flags, or that the license is actually a license that your team is allowed to use. Claude is able to use Sonar Vortex, specifically a tool called Check Dependency, before it edits a manifest, and then it can also configure the SonarQube CLI pre-commit hook, which checks staged dependency manifests before Git records the commit. These are going to make sure that you're not accidentally pushing or using any unsafe packages and putting your applications at risk. For the section I'm about to show, I already have the SonarQube plugin for Claude installed, so you should install it from the Claude Marketplace if you don't have it already and then follow along. The plugin sets up the SonarQube CLI and the MCP server for you. These are things that you need in order to run Sonar integrate commands. Alright, so I want to briefly show the setup so that you can use this at home. First thing I'm going to do is Sonar integrate Claude, and what that does is it's going to connect SonarQube Cloud to Claude Code, and it will install everything that the agent needs to check dependencies and run analysis in the workspace. So this setup is complete. Next thing I'm going to do is make sure that the pre-commit hook is also installed. So now that I have both of these installed, I'm going to go ahead and walk you through how Claude Code is actually able to flag a dependency. All right, so the first thing I'm going to do is pop open Claude Code, and you should see that you have the Sonar context augmentation skill ready for you to use. I'm going to ask Claude to call the check dependency tool for log4j core 2.14.1 and then evaluate the response. So we see that it triggers the dependency check. Just say yes, proceed. All right, and the result is blocked. Do not add this dependency. Without using check dependency, you're at risk of accidentally introducing malicious packages into your workflows. Not only does Vortex with Claude Code let you know, hey, there are 7 vulnerabilities, 2 of which are blockers, and also recommends alternatives for you to use. It says, hey, you can use 2.26.1 as the latest stable complete fix. The Vortex directive tells Claude to refuse anything at a severity of blocker or high, but the pre-commit hook from the SonarQube CLI filters at medium and above. So when the hook runs, it'll report 6 risks instead of the 7 that it found with Vortex because of that one low severity CVE falls below the commit threshold. So I will actually tell Claude, say, hey, add log4j 2.14.1 to the pom.xml anyways, and to commit it. So doing this, we're going to trigger the SonarQube CLI hook to block that. I'll go ahead and add it, right, for a dependency risk demo purpose. And just as an aside, not the focus of this, but anytime an edit is made, SonarQube analysis will run, and then at the end of a turn, deep analysis will be run as well. So that's just to make sure that any multi-file data flow or taint analysis issues that crop up are detected. So yep, add that. Commit that. The commit is blocked by a pre-commit dependency risk hook, finding 2 blockers and 4 medium severity issues. And it even lets you know, hey, these are the same CVEs from the check earlier. I'm going to say no, don't commit that. I don't want anything like that ending up into my application code. And if we take a step back and we see these tools as checkpoints, before a pull request, we have Sonar Vortex, which is when Claude checks the package, And then we have the SonarQube CLI hook, which is when Git tries to commit the change. Both of these are useful, and it's useful to have different gates in the process to make sure that nothing fully slips through the process. The full setup is in the link that I'm going to include below in the description. Please check it out. Hope you learned something today.